So continuing on with our discussion of unit conversions, we're now going to talk about English to metric and English to English conversions. You'll be provided all of these conversion factors on an exam, but your main goal is to be able to apply these conversion factors to complete English to metric and English to English conversions. So let's look at an example. Just like before, our goal for English to English and English to metric conversions is to identify our starting unit, identify our desired unit, and then figure out a conversion factor that lets us to convert between our starting and ending unit. So let's look at a simple example first. How many pints are in 20 quarts? So our starting units are quarts, and we are trying to convert quarts to pints. We know that in 1 pint, there are 2 quarts. So if we're trying to convert from quart to pint, pints will be on top, quarts will be on the bottom. So then starting with 20 quarts, if we want to convert from quarts to pints, we know that we have 1 pint for every 2 quarts. Quarts cancel, and we're left with units of pints. So we have 10 pints in 20 quarts. Let's do another example. In this case, we're asked to convert between miles and inches. So we're asked how many inches are in 1.5 miles. So in this case, rather than going through a base unit, our goal is to split up this conversion into discrete steps. So our starting unit is miles, and we are trying to convert from miles to inches. So looking at our English to English conversion table, we know that we can go from miles to feet, and then we can go from feet to inches. So then to convert from miles to inches, it would be reasonable to go through units of feet. So in this case, our intermediate unit will be feet. So with that, starting with 1.5 miles, we know that there are 5,280 feet in 1 mile. Since we're converting from miles to feet, units of feet will be on top, units of miles will be on the bottom. So we have 5,280 feet per 1 mile. Miles cancel. And then to convert from feet to inches, we know that in 1 foot, there are 12 inches. So to go from feet to inches, units of inches will be on top, units of feet will be on the bottom. So we know that we have 12 inches in 1 foot, units of feet cancel. And so we've completed this 1-line conversion. Now, when we go about entering this conversion into our calculator, it's important to make sure that you do not round until you're completely done with your conversion. So punching this into our calculator, we have 1.5 times 5,280 times 12, and that in turn gives us 9. So we have 1.5 times 5,280 times 12, and that gives us 95,040 inches. Now looking at Sig Figs, and we'll talk about significant figures in a moment. Since we have two starting Sig Figs as our measurement, our starting measurement has two Sig Figs, we're going to round this number to two Sig Figs. So this gives us 95,000 inches. So now that we've completed these two examples, what we're now going to do is we're going to work on the following problem-solving session examples. So I'd like you to take a few moments and work on these examples, and then we'll discuss after you've submitted your responses on Canvas.